Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Che Dorena, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Probably one of the worst things that can happen to you is getting locked away in a cage somewhere, which is pretty much what prison is. You just have to share the cage with a bunch of other people who have no problem stabbing people while they're getting their face tattooed. Prison is a terrifying place, and I only want to learn about it from documentaries. I don't think I need a first-hand experience. However, keeping track of how many prisoners is obviously not an easy task, and that's why I'm bringing you today's list of top 10 scary secret messages sent out from prison. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, stick around for the whole video because the top 3 I have are going to freak you out, especially the number 1. It's a crazy story. And if any of you at home need more Most Amazing Top 10 content, come check us out on Instagram. For everyone at home who wants Most Amazing Top 10 merch, there's a link below. Click the link, use the offer code MA10 for $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for 10 bucks. It's amazing. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have a call to Charles Manson. When most people think of Vancouver, they think of an oceanside city that has the most overpriced real estate market on the planet. You can't live downtown without 6 roommates, 2 jobs, and the ability to turn a closet into a comfortable living situation. Most people ignore the dark aspects of the city's past, like the Ocala prison. It was active throughout the 1900s, and after a gang riot, a prisoner sent out a message to the famous cult leader Charles Manson. During this riot, a prisoner slit his wrist and wrote "Helter Skelter" on the wall in his own blood. This is of course what Charles Manson's minions did after the murders in California. Some people think that this was just a crazed inmate acting out in a panic. Other people speculate that this was a message sent out to tell Manson that he had supporters. Maybe the prison riot was orchestrated by one of his followers, who knows. Maybe even though Manson was locked away thousands of miles from the Ocala prison, his influence was so strong he could cause a riot. The dude was a cult leader. At number 9, we have Gary Gilmore's last words. Ooh, this one's gonna get crazy for you guys, get ready. Here's a very interesting message sent out from a prisoner. Gary Gilmore was a thief and a murderer. He killed 2 people during robberies, and after he was caught he admitted to everything, which made for a quick trial. He was sentenced to death for being such a bad dude, and as custom for every person before they get put to death, he was given his last words, which were, "Let's do it." Of course, this seems like he just wanted to get it over with. I can only imagine how impatient some people get waiting for their own death. But here's the thing, Gary Gilmore was executed in 1977, and Nike coined their slogan "Just Do It" in 1988. Rumor has it that Gary's last words were inspiration for that slogan. So, did Gary know that he was going to influence a giant company? Was the firing squad that was his death a farce? Is he still alive because he was saved by the Illuminati? Started to work for the massive corporation that is Nike, and created Nike's slogan to mock everyone in the world. I'm deep down in the conspiracy theory hole right now. I feel like that Charlie meme from Always Sunny where he has all the strings all over the place.
Back to me, Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia. Look.
At number 8, we have Holmes' MANIFESTO. If you are unfamiliar with this guy, he is one of the most twisted, brilliant serial killers of all time. He was a horrible man, but you have to give him a little credit for the amount of work he put in just to kill people. I usually struggle to get off the couch when the Uber Eats guy arrives, but this dude built a massive hotel packed full of booby traps, dead ends, and secret hatches, and a butcher cellar. People could come stay in his hotel, sleep in a room. He would have a secret vent that would fill the room with gas. The gas then kills the person, he then would have a hatch open to the floor, slide them down into the butcher cellar so he could dispose of the body. This guy was like the Henry Ford of murder, but eventually in 1894 he was caught, and after this he wrote a bunch of letters that he wanted published in the paper. There were writings about his dark, twisted fantasies and why he did what he did, but some people believe that they were secret messages he wanted to send out as inspiration. He wanted to inspire someone to continue his work, and if you've ever stayed at a Holiday Inn, I think they use his business model. They kill you on the prices. At number 7, we have Atlanta inmate calls a hit. If you're in prison, you have to get very creative in how you're going to get out information. All your letters get read over, everything you do is watched, and for good reason. You're in prison. You didn't get locked up in there because you were helping out Girl Scouts. In Fulton, Atlanta, some of the inmates sent out a letter that at first glance seemed to be normal. It doesn't seem to be crazy, just an update on how a guy's doing while he's in the slammer, but someone managed to crack a secret code that was hidden in this casual update. The actual message was this. It says, "Put a team together and kill the rat." The letter has the name and address of one of the prison guards at the jail. Remind me, if this YouTube thing doesn't work out, never start working as prison security. I don't need people wanting to kill me all day long. At number 6, we have cracking the code. This message was the personal diary of an inmate at Tennessee State Prison. Whenever something like this is found, it's somewhat of an urgent situation to get the code cracked and sent to the department. As you saw in the number 7 point, you never know what these messages have locked away in them. This one is a lot less threatening, but it was a much more interesting case to solve. As you can see, the inmate has made an entire code himself. This wasn't linked to any other scriptures or any secret gang code. This code was specifically designed so this journal could stay a secret. What could be in here that is so important that he wants nobody to find it? Well, this is kind of anticlimactic. It's really just a breakdown of the dude's day in jail. It's interesting to see what the day of a prisoner is like, or maybe the code was cracked in the wrong way, and maybe the inmate is one step ahead of the code breakers. Ooh, and it actually says how he's gonna kill everybody. I don't know. At number 5, we have another hit. If you're inside jail, you are not safe. As a kid, I thought that everyone in jail would be friends because they're all locked up together. They would stay as like a team or something. They'd be like, hey, it's us and we're all against the guards. Like, yeah, but it's not like that at all. Oh, I was so wrong. It's all gang warfare all the time. Every man for himself. Slip up once and everyone's gonna try to poke holes in you like a pin cushion. Well, someone was trying to get word out about who they wanted to take out in the prison next. The letter is coded to have every 5th word be the part of the actual message. When you break it down, they're looking to kill a guy if he fails his drug test. Could you imagine having that much writing on a P test? Usually it's a job, it's not whether or not you're gonna get stabbed. At number 4, we have tap code. Tap code is a secret way prisoners communicate to each other without having to speak. Well, it can't be a secret if I know about it, but it's similar to most code. They use a series of taps to spell out a word. Prisoners will constantly change how many taps mean each letter to always avoid detection from the guards. Some gangs inside prisons have their own versions of tap codes so they can communicate to their gang members without having other gangs knowing what they're doing. It's incredible how resourceful people can be while they're living in a prison. It forces you to get creative just to survive. Also, you're extremely bored all the time, so finding a new tap code might be something nice to do just to pass the time. It's important for the guards to stay up to date on all these messages because you never know which prisoners are communicating to try and take you out next. You don't know if you're on the hit list or not. At number 3, we have Folsom Prison secret notes. Folsom Prison started to have a problem with inmates sending messages to each other, and the guards couldn't figure out how they were doing it. Inmates started to use a system called kites. Basically, they were passing notes like kids in grade school. They would take small pieces of paper, fold them down till they're really tiny, and then slip them into each other's pockets while they were working. They could only pass a few kites a day because they didn't want the guards to catch on to what they were doing. You don't want to get caught and then you have to read the note in front of the whole class. You go up there like, tonight at 5 p.m. we need to put a hit on Money T. This guy's a lying rat and we want him dead. That's very embarrassing. Now go back to your desk. Once the guards caught on to the inmates, they started using rogue kites to mislead everyone with the information. This confused everyone so nobody ever knew what was really going on except for the 2 people who were exchanging the kites. At number 2, we have French fries. For our number 2 spot, we have a story that is half funny, half terrifying. It's about James French. He was a murderer who was convicted and given life in prison in Oklahoma State Penitentiary. The terrifying part about this is James French had the urge to die. Life in prison wasn't enough for him, so while his inmate was sleeping, he killed him to up his sentence. With this horrible act, the state of Oklahoma upped his sentence to death by electric chair. This jail was going to be the final resting place for James French. Now the funny part about this is his last words that he sent out to the world were, "Here's a headline for you, French fries." So he secretly picked his own headline. I wonder how long he was waiting to tell that joke. He must have been sitting down with that in his head the whole time, and as soon as he let it out, he was like, man, this joke gon' bang! At number 1, we have a letter from a Chinese prisoner. This is an insane story and it might make you change your shopping habits. Crystal Wallace bought a purse from Walmart. Not the most fashion forward choice, but a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. This wasn't a regular purse though, it had a message hidden inside it. Translated, it read this: inmates in China's Yangchang prison work 14 hours a day and are not allowed to rest at noon. We have to work overtime until midnight. People are beaten for not finishing their work. There is no salt and oil in our meals. The boss pays 2,000 won every month for the prisoners to get better food, but the food is all consumed by the prison guards. Sick inmates have to pay for their own pills. Prisons in China cannot be compared to the prisons in the United States. Horse, cow, goat, pig. I don't know what that last bit is, the horse, cow, goat, pig, dog. It actually says horse, cow, goat, pig, dog. It just says that in the letter. I don't know what that is significance to. Some people think this could be a publicity stunt, but other people are convinced that Walmart is getting all their goods made by Chinese prisoners who are abused and have terrible living conditions. That's how they get their low prices. Slavery. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And if you guys want more Most Amazing Top 10 content, come check us out on Instagram. If you need some merch, there's a link below. Click the link, use the offer code MA10, and get $5 off of any purchase. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and I hopefully will never go to prison.